This is your boy Alex. I'm gonna do another sex game YouTube video. This one's gonna be called Sex Game Red Bull versus Monster Energy drink for sex. Excuse me. Just got done hitting the weights. Now, this is a YouTube video that I wanted to make for a very long time, just like Coca-Cola versus Pepsi. It's gonna be very similar to that, with me trying to explain from a man's perspective and what happens when you hit a home run or you score. And you men do know what scoring is, right? Okay then. Now, about 8 months ago, there was this black guy in the hood that told me he was about to score. And you do know what scoring is. I'm trying to keep it as PG for YouTube as possible. So when I say he hit a home run or he made a touchdown and he scored, parentheses, you should know what that means. Now, this cat was in the hood and he asked me which drinks will help me, perform at a high performance level for sex. And I kind of was looking at him like, you kidding me, right? And it was like, it's like 8:45, 9 o'clock at night. I can't remember if it was a Wednesday or a Friday night 8 months ago, but he asked me which energy drinks will help me perform at sexual peak level. So I didn't feel like answering the question 100% because it was like it's nighttime, you know, everything's closed, and it was on a holiday. Now when I think about it, it was probably on a holiday because I was on my way to 7-Eleven. And I told him Red Bull is an energy drink that could be used for everything. Basketball, football, baseball, track and field, swimming, tennis. About 85 to 90% of the time I see a lot of people drink Red Bull. It has a balance of energy, carbohydrates, and caffeine. Not too strong, not too powerful. They have like at least 6 different versions of Red Bull. Like the original Red Bull, you could drink that and have energy for like 5 hours, 6, 7, 8 hours. You know, now if you want to get them big giant cans that take almost 2 to 3 days, then that's a bit extreme, but again, I can see why somebody would resort to that. Now, if you're competing in a tournament, then it makes sense for you to get that big giant Red Bull can that lasts for 3 days. So it has a share of balance of energy. Like when I was in high school and college, I would mess with Red Bull because I would get complaints in high school and sometimes in college that I was always coming late to class. So when I drank that, I had what they call sense of awareness. I was alert. Like you knew it was time to get up early in the morning. So guess what? I got up early in the morning. And you want to know the best fun part about it? Red Bull kept me alert. Even when it was like a day later, I still had a big surge of energy, but it wasn't, okay, you're gonna crash. Now the ones that say cherry flavor or strawberry, banana, or raspberry, blueberry, the ones with all the flavors, those are the ones that make you crash like 24 hours later because those have, you know, other stuff in it besides caffeine. Like the original, it's got caffeine. Now, your Monster Energy drink just comes loaded with sugar, carbs, carbohydrates, and some caffeine. And sometimes they put too much caffeine in the Monster Energy drinks. Like, if you're not doing a 2-hour workout or 3-hour workout at the gym, you shouldn't even be trying to mess with a big giant can of Monster Energy drink. Now, I started messing with the Monster Energy drinks when I was in college just to see what all the craze and all the madness was. And a lot of them were so strong and powerful that I stay away from the ones that are like that are just big as hell. Like, you put it in your backpack, and if you ever go to the movie theater, they'll grab your backpack and like, what's in your backpack? It'll be a big ass giant can of Monster Energy drink. You'll be like, whoa. And the security be looking at you like, what you gonna do with a big giant can of Monster Energy drink? Like, that's so much energy that'll last for 3 days. And plus, you'll do a whole lot of running to the bathroom. So I try to buy the smallest cans that I possibly can. Now, you don't have to go to the GNC and buy the world's greatest drugs or performance enhancements to compete at high competitive levels. Now, there are stories of guys who get Red Bull and they can go 30 minutes, 60 minutes, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 2 days, 3 days off of Red Bull, where Monster Energy drink is more like if you're going to do 2-hour workout, 3-hour workouts at the gym, then you might as well mess with Monster Energy drink. To me, Monster Energy drink make you crash a lot faster and a lot quicker. Suppose where all the way you can crash with Red Bull is if you drink too much Red Bull. To me, to be honest, to tell you the truth, if you drink too much of anything, Red Bull, Monster Energy drink, or any pre-workout drinks, you drink too much caffeine, it could take, by my calculations, it could take almost 3 hours later for you to go to sleep. I remember one time I drunk one and I couldn't go to sleep until like 2 o'clock in the morning. And I remember I told this to my professor in college, and he laughed at me and told me, you don't need no Red Bull, you don't need no Monster Energy drink, and you don't need no pre-workout drinks, because those, if you drink too much of those can cause a problem later in life, that when you get in your 40s and your 50s and your 60s, you can suffer from a form of sleep apnea, because all the time you spent drinking those drinks, you never got the proper 8 hours sleep. So to me, I prefer Red Bull because it has a balance. Like, there's a balance. Now, there's like 5 or 6 different versions of Red Bull. I try to get the smallest cans. The Monster Energy drinks, they just go insane with the Monster Energy drinks. Like, that's why I start to mess with those less. Like, the only time I mess with the Monster Energy drinks is if I do a 2-hour workout or a 3-hour workout, or if I'm doing security and I got to do 8 hours and then I got to come 2 times in a row or 3 or 4 days in a row for like 4 8-hour shifts, that's when I have to mess with the Red Bulls, the Monster Energy drinks. And I try to make sure it's like a small can. And sometimes if you drink too many of them, it's hard to go to sleep. Like, when you finally get 2 days off, 3 days off, you're so beat up mentally and physically that you don't know what else to do. And if you're gonna use the energy drinks for sex, it has to be like in a situation where you know why you're using it. Like, let's say you can't get to the gas station fast enough. Let's say the gas station is like 15, 20 blocks down the street. Or let's say you meet a girl from off the internet and you go to the valley, and all the stores are closed after 8 o'clock or closed after 9 o'clock. And the only store that's open is like this one place where it's crowded. That might be the one time you might need a Red Bull or a Monster Energy drink. And then after that, because you're gonna be in a situation where you may be broke, you may not have as much money available, and you're not gonna be able to go to a GMC bodybuilding store and buy the best of the best. You might have to resort to a Red Bull or a Monster Energy drink. And you see, the reason why I made the video is because when I think about it, 8 months ago from today, this one guy kept asking me about it. So I thought, let me go ahead and turn this into a video so nobody asks me that question again. Now, my content is about sex and dating, self-improvement, but you know somebody will ask them type of questions. And I was telling them, all you gotta do is just go to 7-Eleven or the liquor store and get you a Red Bull or a Monster Energy drink, and you're good for like 5, 6, 7, 8 hours. Because he told me he was about to score. And I was like, all you gotta do is do that. Because sometimes people waste money. Sometimes they buy something that costs $30, $40, $50, $60, $70, $80, $90, and then they complain that when they buy it, it don't work 100% of the time. And I found out that even if you buy something that's like $2 or $5, I found this out. The more you take it, the less it works. because your immune system will get used to it, and then every time you drink it, you'll be like, man, this tastes nasty. But then if you don't drink it for 6 months, all of a sudden it tastes good because you ain't had it in 6 months. So I think with Red Bulls, Monster Energy drink, even C4. C4 sometimes gets used for sexual performance. Like, there was this one time where this guy was playing football, and he told me that he went into like 5 different liquor stores during the summertime, and they had no more Red Bull and no more Monster Energy drinks because all energy drinks were taken because it was so hot that people would get the energy drinks because sometimes drinking water wasn't enough, and he ended up getting a C4 pre-workout. And he used that because his woman was in a rush, and wherever he was at, he couldn't get to the store to buy what he normally buys for his workout. So he ended up using some C4 pre-workout drink. He used that to perform at a high level sexually. So basically, to sum it all up, I would go with Red Bull because it has a balance of energy and caffeine. With Monster Energy drink, they attend to loads and loads with so much sugar and energy that it's like, unless you're doing a 2-hour or 3-hour or 4-hour workout in the gym, you shouldn't be messing with Monster Energy drink. And the real answer to your question, it shouldn't even be messing with any energy drinks, period. The only time it should be used is if you are in sports or you hit a home run and you scored and you about to, you and the girl about to have happy time. That's the only time that energy drinks should even be used and required. But people are gonna ask, because a lot of people are like, I don't want to spend no 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, or $100 on pre-workout supplements just to perform at high competitive levels. A lot of those drinks are made and designed to compete for sports. The energy drinks is like if you just cannot afford the stuff that's at GMC. So you can even use C4 pre-workout energy drink for sexual performance. I mean, I'm just trying to, help you guys out, because I know a lot of you guys, you're budgeting your money, and ain't nobody got no 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, or $100 a month to keep going to GMC and keep buying energy supplements just to compete at high competitive levels in sports and sexual activity. So you can go to the 7-Elevens, you can go to the 99-cent store, you can go to the liquor stores and buy something that's like 2 for $5 or something like that. You don't have to waste all your money. Now, if you're someone like me who likes to be in the best athletic shape, it's going to cost you $30, $40, $50, $60, $70, $80 a month. I always try to make sure I buy something that's like $40 to like $50 a month. I never spend $60 or $70 or $80 or $90 or $100 on something unless it's really to help me. So I didn't want to make this video too long. Until then, peace.